Hello, Westford. The school committee approved a controversial student gender policy on October 23rd. Pan Am Railways is replacing a train crossing in town. And Witches Woods has a few more days to scare you before it ends on Halloween night. I'm Ira Keltz, and it's time for WestfordCAT News. The 30 or so residents who showed up to object to the student transgender policy on October 23rd made no impact on the school committee's final decision. The policy was unanimously approved, protecting the rights of transgender and non-conforming gender students inside the town's public school buildings. While many showed up to the meeting to express support for the policy, a few voiced concerns. Here's resident Kathy Lynch addressing the school committee and Superintendent Everett Olsen.
I believe that everyone should be safe, free from bullying and harassment, certainly not violence. But we're talking, what about the children that are, girls in the locker room, restroom, whatever? What about their safety? And one of my questions is, if there's a boy who decides that day that he feels like a girl that day, and I know I have a friend who goes to a school and the boy puts a wig on and then he goes into the girls' changing rooms and the girls run out going, "Don't go in there now." I mean, this is what was reported to me. Well, is that something that can happen here? Can a boy just say, today I'm gonna identify as a girl and then just go into a restroom?
No,
because that wasn't clear to me in this policy.
There are a lot of conversations that take place before that. Now, in the media, obviously things become sensationalized, and the picture is painted that a young man will, dress as a female and walk into that. This is a school system where I never anticipate something like that happening, Kathy.
Can you ensure that? Can you guarantee their safety? That children, our children, our girls, are safe? I mean,
we had our administrators receive training from Attorney Tom Nuttall on specifically this idea, and for principals, it's relatively new as well. And so, in trying to think about all possible scenarios, we were coming up with all of the what ifs, and I think that one tends to be one of the most popular what ifs. If there is a boy or a girl who is not transgender but is looking to go into the opposite gender's locker room or bathroom, how do we deal with that? And fortunately, what has ended up coming out through our experience is that is by no means the case. And as Chris mentioned, everybody has been very respectful. But the guidance that we received from the attorney was to make sure that it is absolutely something that seems to be very reasonable and not appearing to be a one-off where a student wakes up that day and decides that they want to play a prank or a joke or have anything other than pure intentions. So we have been trained on that. We will, as mentioned in the policy, we will continue to have ongoing training to make sure that our administrators are aware of that potential. I would like to assume and believe that we won't come across that type of issue, but we are always looking out because it's the safety of all students.
School committee member Arthur Benoit was absent from the meeting. Watch the entire meeting at WestfordCAT.org. Here's News Director Joyce Polino Crane with a highlight from the Selectmen's meeting.
Thanks, Ira. Selectmen on October 24th approved the full-time position of Clerk of the Works for the ongoing rehabilitation project of the Rodenbush building at 65 Main Street at a cost of $215,000. Here's architect Don Mills, who's overseeing the project, and with him is Tom Mahana, chairman of the Permanent Town Building Committee.
Tom mentioned we have a good contingency. Even with this full amount included, we have a $580,000 contingency on the project, which we feel is quite sufficient. And we have terms for termination if we find that we're needing to eat into that contingency too much. We can always terminate the clerk if we need some additional funding. We don't expect to need that. And we think it'll benefit the town to have this extra set of eyes.
The board also approved a clerk of the works and other construction services for the fire station that's under construction at Boston Road for a cost of $274,530. Here's Mahana again.
This amendment would be to provide construction services, which includes construction phase services and full-time 2,080, basically one person for a year on full-time construction observation. So this person has been on site because we had provisions, or we had budget remaining from the original agreement, so they were able to start the construction phase of the project. But that will, we're running up against the end of their original agreement.
Toward the end of the meeting, the board voted in new officers. Selectman Scott Hazelton is chairman now, Andrea Perriner-Sweet is vice chair, and Mark Cost is clerk. Find the entire Selectmen's meeting at WestfordCAT.org. And before I leave you, I'd like to remind you that WestfordCAT sends daily email alerts about the latest news from government meetings to public safety incidents. You can subscribe at no cost by visiting westfordcatnews.org/newsletter. And if you do, just email me and let me know at jcrane@westfordcat.org, and I'll reserve a WestfordCAT fidget spinner for you to pick up here at the studio. Also, if your civic group or organization would like to promote an event, send me your information and I'll run it in our publication. Back to you, Ira.
Pan Am Railways of Billerica is replacing the train crossing on Brookside Road, so motorists are being asked to beware of a detour beginning October 31st at 9 a.m. and ending around November 2nd. Pan Am crew members are now on the scene, building a new crossing panel. On October 31st, they'll tear up the old asphalt, slide in the new rail, and lay the rubber covering, and begin paving. All traffic will be routed through School Street in Chelmsford. You can contact the Westford Highway Department for further information at 978-692-5520. And now for our feature of the week. Patty Stalker went to Witches Woods last week to speak with some of the people who make the Halloween fantasy show happen. Here's Patty.
If you're from the Westford area, you are no doubt familiar with Witches Woods, the frighteningly fun Halloween scream park at the Neshoba Valley ski area on Powers Road in Westford. But we wanted to get behind the scenes of Witches Woods, in particular to meet up with the actors and makeup artists who put their signature artistry on this event. I met up with show director Brian Brandt and asked him what brings revelers back to Witches Woods year after year.
Our main attraction is the Witches Woods Haunted Hayride. We have Vampire Passage, which is pretty self-explanatory. We have the 3D Keeper Script. We have the Haunted Mansion, Castle Morbid, and then our two unticketed attractions are Pumpkin Jamboree and Horrorwood. And then we also have a stage show that goes on at various times through the night. And then we, of course, have the Outlook Restaurant, our 8th and hidden attraction.
So let me ask you, where are these actors from? Where do you find them?
Everywhere. We have a guy from Rhode Island that drives up. We have people from Berlin, here in Westford, of course, Chelmsford, Littleton, Acton, Ayr. We've had people from Concord, Stowe. They're just all Lowell, everywhere. New Hampshire's popular too. We're starting to get a lot more from the Nashua area.
And off to the makeup building before opening for the night.
I'm here with Diana Moulton, one of the makeup artists at Witches Woods, and she's actually a Westford resident. So Diana, tell me a little bit about the process of getting these actors to look like they do. How long does it take typically?
Typically, if it were a perfect world, we could spend 20 minutes on each person, but it's not, and we get about 5.
What kind of background do you have?
In makeup, not a whole lot. I just thought it was something fun to try. I've never done anything besides act in one of the haunts, so this is my first year trying something different. I'm having a lot of fun and learning a lot of new things that you can even put into, your pretty makeup.
There's a lot of people here working on makeup. How many makeup artists do you have?
There's a good 17 of us. We're all here on the same night, but work, school, kids, not everybody is available to work every night.
And who are the actors that make up the cast of frightening and odd characters? Andrew Harrington, a Westford resident, explains how he got involved in performing at Witches Woods.
I actually do a lot of horror movies and stuff like that with my friends, low-budget horror films. So I just applied one day, and I was like, I've been here ever since.
What does it take to become an actor here? What are they looking for?
Like someone who really loves Halloween and loves to just generally just scare people. It's a pretty cool job. You meet tons and tons of cool new people, and apparently they're always looking for people too.
What if someone wanted to be involved in this next year? What is the process?
The process is you just go to witcheswoods.com, the website, fill out an application. You could, if you also know someone that works here, you could reach out to them, and they can actually contact one of the managers.
Witches Woods is open for the rest of this week through Halloween night on October 31st. To view the complete video, visit WestfordCAT.org. For WestfordCAT, I'm Patty Stalker.
Here's Superintendent Bill Olsen with news about the schools.
Hi, this is Superintendent of Schools Bill Olsen with a school system update. We're now approaching the end of October as of this filming, and it's hard to believe that at this point we've already proceeded through about 20% of the school year. It just seems to go by more quickly every year. There are wonderful activities going on each and every day in all classrooms from preschool through grade 12. Recently, I began my superintendent's forum discussions. These are discussions that I have once a month, and I alternate between a Friday morning and a Monday night to try and get as much of a representation from the community as possible. Sometimes we have 5 or 6 parents. Sometimes we'll have 15 or 16 parents. It's about an hour and a half in length. Assistant Superintendent Dr. Kerry Cleary participates with me. We present the parents and community members with a little bit of information at first, but then we open it up to any questions, concerns, information, and a general discussion about education and educational issues. We will be convening the Cultural Committee shortly on November 1st. We'll have our first meeting of the year, our Cultural Awareness Committee meeting. We will be sending home MCAS letters with the spring MCAS results shortly. There is a new test that has been given last spring, and the results were a little bit different and requires some adaptation in terms of understanding the scores. So we'll be sending home that letter shortly. And also, I want to point out on Saturday night, November 4th at 5:30 p.m. at Westford Academy, will be the 3rd annual Rajiv Palluri International Night. Rajiv was a 8th grade student at the time when he was tragically taken from us in a ski accident in a local ski area. His parents have been wonderful in creating a scholarship fund that they provide opportunities to Westford Academy students. Local restaurants will be donating food and beverages, and it's all to support, once again, the Rajiv Palluri Memorial Foundation. Rajiv was an outstanding young man, both in character and in scholarship, and he loved football, he loved food, and he loved the fall. And so we look to honor him, and his scholarship foundation will benefit from it, and students from Westford Academy. This is Bill Olsen. Always enjoy speaking with you and look forward to seeing you next time.
Rekha Sharma brings you a health tip on the benefits of dark chocolate this week.
Hi everyone, I'm Rekha Sharma, your Ayurveda practitioner, back with a new health tip for WestfordCAT News. Today I'm going to talk about dark chocolate. It is rich in powerful antioxidants and improves cardiovascular health. Dark chocolate is antidepressant and produces feel-good hormones. It prevents stroke, regulates cholesterol and high blood pressure. Dark chocolate has natural cough suppressant. It boosts your immunity and overall skin health. So add some dark chocolate in this festive season in your diet to get the benefits. If you have any allergies to dark chocolates, please contact your PCP before consuming. I'll be back with a new health tip. Bye for now.
Well, it was bound to happen sooner or later. Colder temperatures replaced the balmy 70s we've been enjoying so far, along with some rain. Here's Joe Seppi with the forecast.
Hello, Westford! This is Joe Seppi with the weather forecast for this weekend, week of October 30th. Seasonal fall temperatures throughout this week. Looks like clear skies for trick or treaters on Halloween. Here's what's coming up. That was it. What's your weather? Have a great week, everyone.
Leroy, a friendly 4-year-old female New Zealand mixed rabbit, is available for adoption now at the Lowell Humane Society. Yes, that's right, Leroy is a girl. Here's Patty Stalker with more information.
I was at the Lowell Humane Society recently where I met Leroy, a beautiful 4-year-old female New Zealand mixed rabbit. And yes, you heard right, Leroy is a she. Leroy was brought to the shelter because her family just didn't have enough time for her and felt they could no longer afford caring for a pet rabbit. Most people don't realize that the cost associated with having a rabbit can be a little higher than expected. Rabbits need fresh greens daily, as well as bedding or litter, such as hay or Carefresh with shredded paper. Leroy in particular does not like it if her cage gets too dirty. She'll let it be known that she's unhappy by knocking things over in her cage when it gets too messy. Leroy's family had her for quite some time and said that she likes romaine lettuce, kale is one of her favorite treats, and she goes absolutely crazy for dandelion greens. She has always lived indoors, and just like the rest of the shelter's house rabbits, the Lowell Humane Society promotes indoor house rabbits and prefer that they be adopted that way. Leroy has never lived with any other animals, but she's fairly social. She would do well with another calm pet in the house. She loves having her head pet, and when she gets really happy, she binkies, which means she jumps straight up in the air and kicks her feet together. New Zealand rabbits are one of the larger breed rabbits, but Leroy is actually on the smaller side for the New Zealand, so that is why she's thought to be a mix. She is full grown and will not get any bigger. Her coloration is not something seen very often either. Leroy can be a little bit timid at first when you meet her, but once she's comfortable, she's very laid back and friendly and will hop right up to you. If she's approached too quickly when she's eating, she may grunt a little, but if you go slow and take your time getting to know her, she does just great. If you'd like more information on how you can adopt Leroy or any of the other pets available now for adoption, or to find out how to donate, volunteer, foster a pet, or fill their wish list, go to lowellhumanesociety.org or visit them at 951 Broadway Street in Lowell. Call 978-452-7781. For WestfordCAT, I'm Patty Stalker.
Our Director of Marketing Outreach, Sarah Fletcher, brings you suggestions for things to do around town this week.
Thanks, Ira. Neshoba Valley Technical High School will host its annual open house on Sunday, November 5th from noon to 3 p.m. The event is open to all 7th and 8th graders in the school's district and their parents, as well as all community members. It will feature guided tours and an opportunity to meet with academic teachers and technical instructors. Students and parents can tour Neshoba Tech's 20 technical programs and visit the recent renovations and upgrades to several of the school's programs, including the Engineering Academy. Neshoba Tech is located at 100 Littleton Road in Westford. For more information about the open house, call 978-692-4711 or visit neshobatech.net. The Boy Scout Troop 159 is holding its annual winter sporting and baked goods sale on Saturday, November 4th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the First Parish Church United. Consigners are welcome on Friday, November 3rd between 7 and 9 p.m. and on Saturday, November 4th between 7 and 9 a.m. For more information, please check the troop's Facebook page at T159 Winter Sale or email T159wintersale@gmail.com. The historic Atwood Millet House at 4 Graniteville Road will be open for tours on Sunday, November 5th from 12 to 4 p.m. Tickets will be available at the door. Payment must be made in cash or check only. $6 for Westford Historical Society members, $8 for non-members. Students and seniors will receive a $1 discount. Parking is available across the street on Randolph Circle. The event benefits the Historical Society. Back to you, Ira.
And that's it for this week, Westford. We leave you with images from the Cameron Senior Center's Fall Festival. We'll see you next week.